Our next topic is reproduction in human beings. As we all know, human beings are unisexual, that means male and female reproductive organs are present in different individuals. So, male and female individuals are separate. So, they multiply by the process of sexual means of reproduction. And for this purpose, their bodies undergo several hormonal changes at the age of 13 to 14 years, and that is called as puberty. Puberty leads to reproductive maturity in human beings. Let us now see what are the changes which takes place in the bodies of boys and girls at the age of puberty. In boys, there is body hair growth, facial hair growth, heaviness of voice, enlargement of reproductive organ, enlargement of gonad, and in girls, enlargement of mammary glands, hair growth in armpits, in genital area, and onset of menstrual cycle. So this was all about the changes which takes place in the bodies of boys and girls at the age of puberty. The gestation period in human beings is approximately 9 months, that is 280 days. Now we will first discuss male reproductive system in detail. Male reproductive system consists of portions which produce the germ cells and other portions which deliver the germ cells or the gametes to the site of fertilization. So it includes a pair of testes, some ducts and glands which help in the process of gametogenesis and gamete transfer, right? So testes located outside the abdominal cavity in a pouch-like structure which is called as scrotum. You can see here in the diagram that in male reproductive system, testis is present outside the abdominal cavity in this pouch-like structure which is called as scrotum. Because sperm formation cannot take place at body temperature, right? So sperm formation can occur only at 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius, but body temperature is so high, it is approximately 37 degrees. So testis always lies outside the abdominal cavity in this pouch-like structure called scrotum. In addition to the regulation of spermatogenesis, male sex hormone, that is testosterone, is also produced by the cells of testes, which brings about the change in the appearance of boys. That is, it helps in the production of secondary sexual character in males. Once the sperms are formed, they are delivered to vas deferens, which is a duct, and then urethra. Urethra is a common passage for sperms as well as urine, but one will pass at a time, because when the urine is passed out through the urethra, after that the secretions of certain glands such as prostate gland, seminal vesicle, secretions of these glands will help in neutralizing the tract. After that, sperms will pass through the urethra. Because sperms cannot pass through acidic medium, they will die. So the gland secretion is important for neutralizing the tract after urine passage, right? So when sperms are formed, sperms are actually the tiny bodies which are the male gametes. They are the tiny microscopic bodies which contain head, then neck, middle piece, and a long tail. Tail helps them to move towards the female gamete in female reproductive system, right? And now let's talk about female reproductive system. After that, we will discuss the process of fertilization in human beings. So female reproductive system helps in the production of female gametes, that is eggs, and eggs are formed inside the female gonads, that is ovaries. There is always a pair of ovaries present in females, and they are responsible for the production of female hormones which are estrogen and progesterone. Before birth, follicle formation starts in females, right? At the time of birth, ovaries already contain thousands of immature eggs, but on puberty, some of the eggs, they start maturing, and one egg is produced every month by one of the ovary, and if it is fertilized, then it leads to pregnancy, and if it is not fertilized, it leads to menstrual cycle, right? Whatever the egg is formed in the ovary, it is carried by the oviducts, that is fallopian tubes, to the womb, right? And fallopian tube has the parts like infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus, as you can see in the diagram. This is the diagram of female reproductive system, in which there is a pair of ovary, right and left ovary, then fallopian tube, which consists of infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. It has three parts: infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. Ova is released from the ovary, and it is captured by the finger-like projections of infundibulum and then passed on to ampulla. And in the ampulla and isthmus region, when the egg is passing through this area, if it meets the sperms, then fertilization will take place, because actually the fertilization takes place at the junction of ampulla and isthmus in this narrow passage. But if there is no fertilization, if there are no sperms available at the time, the egg will pass further into the womb, right? And it will burst or it will rupture and it leads to menstrual cycle. Next, oviducts open into the elastic bag-like structure. This bag-like structure is called as uterus or womb, and uterus opens into vagina. It opens into vagina through this narrow cervix. Vagina is also called as birth canal. The lining of uterus includes innermost lining endometrium, then muscle layer, middle one myometrium, and outer one is perimetrium, right? Uterus is like an elastic bag which expands 500 times more than its actual size during pregnancy, right? Now let us discuss about the process of fertilization. Fertilization, when the sperms enter the female body through vagina, they swim, the sperms they swim and they reach the ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tube, and if they get an egg, if they come in contact with an egg there, they will fertilize the egg, and the process is called as fertilization, and it will lead to the formation of a zygote. Zygote leads to embryo, and the development of zygote takes place in the inner wall of the uterus, that is endometrium. Inner lining of the uterus, that is endometrium. It is the place where implantation takes place. Uterus prepares itself every month to receive and nurture the growing embryo, and when the embryo is formed, the embryo gets nourishment from the mother's blood, and it gets nourishment through a special type of tissue which is called as placenta. Placenta is actually a disc-shaped structure which is embedded in the uterine wall. It contains finger-like projections called as villi, and villi helps in making a connection between mother's blood and fetus blood. So nutrients, oxygen, whatever is essential for the nourishment of the developing young one, it is provided through these villi, through this placenta to the fetus, and the waste of the fetus is eliminated into the mother's blood for elimination. So after 9 months, when the young one is fully developed, it is expelled out from the mother's body by the rhythmic contractions of uterine muscles. This process is called as parturition or birth. Now the question comes, what happens when the egg is not fertilized? If the egg is not fertilized, it lives for about 1 day, and if there is no fertilization, there is no sperm, no copulation, then uterus lining becomes thin and it ruptures. It comes out along with the blood vessels through the vagina as blood and mucus, and this is called as menstruation cycle, and this cycle takes place roughly every month, and it lasts for about 2 to 5 days, and sometimes 2 to 8 days, right? So if egg is not fertilized, it ruptures and leads to menstruation cycle in females, right? Our next topic is reproductive health. Reproductive health, every individual should know about the reproductive organs. That means everyone should be aware of his or her reproductive organs, their normal functioning, the diseases related to them. Sometimes if the person is not aware of his reproductive organs and its normal functioning, the person may come in contact with some serious disorders, serious diseases or infections which are related to genetic organs, etc. So one such example is HIV/AIDS, next is gonorrhea, and other is syphilis. So these diseases are called as STDs. STDs means they are sexually transmitted diseases which are transmitted through sexual route. They are transmitted from infected person to healthy sexual partner, right? So these diseases can be avoided by the use of some barrier methods, and so barrier methods, they may include pills, they include copper T for females, pills for females, and condoms for males and females, etc. Pills can cause some side effects, but there are no side effects of other barrier methods, and these barrier methods are beneficial for the control of population also, right? Sometimes surgeries are also done, but surgeries are irreversible. The use of these barrier methods is reversible, right? So surgeries are done to get rid of unwanted abnormal pregnancies. So this was all about reproductive health.